Welcome to Winning the Toss, episode 2.
Winning the Toss. WTT, Winning the Toss, live on a Saturday night.
100% football.
100% toss.
Now, we've got a lot of news to get through today. There's been some big things happening. Harry Redknapp being sacked. Bentner with his underpants. But before we get into any of this, we've both got something we'd like to say.
Well, actually, really, it's more that I've got something that I'd like to say, which is last week I made a comment about Phil Neville, and it was rather in favour of Phil Neville and how much of a good player he is, when actually, really, he's not that great a player. So I must apologise in advance just to say that Phil Neville is not a great player.
It was a bit of an embarrassing moment for both of us.
It really was quite embarrassing, I've got to say.
We listened back to it and we both decided that we made a mistake. Phil Neville...
Well, that's right. I mean, I made a mistake, because really what happened was I brought it onto you.
Yeah, you did. You led me down the garden path.
I took advantage of the fact that you were under the influence.
Mm. Well, it is whining the toss, after all.
It is indeed. Well, no, it isn't, because we don't drink live on the show.
Yeah, no, we're 100% football, which is 100% professional.
Yeah.
I'd also like to point out that if you listen to the first episode, you'll know that I was trying to think of a Spanish or French player that probably played for Fiorentina. I was actually talking about Lisandro Lopez, the Argentinian striker. So if you got confused about that, I'd just like to clear the air.
He does actually play for Lyon, so he doesn't play for either of those teams.
Well, it was a bit of a mistake, but that's it. On Winning the Toss, sometimes our football knowledge gets a bit confused.
It does.
So straight away, we're going to dive straight head first into the news of Harry Redknapp being sacked. Yeah, well, it's a strange one, isn't it, really? Because I thought that he's done a brilliant job, hasn't he? For Spurs the last 4 years. Yeah. And Daniel Levy, is it Levy or Levi? I thought it was Levy.
Was it Levy? Right. Daniel Levy, he's a bit of a tosser, really, isn't he?
Well, he is.
Yeah, because he's clearly made the wrong decision, in my eyes.
I don't know if you've seen, just recently, news tonight is that the odds have been slashed quite dramatically on AVB.
Oh, really?
Taking over at Spurs.
Well, it was. There were good odds on David Moyes at one point, but after seeing his shirt this evening at BBC, it's probably gone down. Yeah,
I think that's probably why the odds have... In fact, the odds were slashed after broadcast of the BBC's game tonight. So... Maybe Daniel Levi. Maybe he saw his shirt, gave him a phone call and said, "Thanks, but no thanks, David. We'd rather have someone with a better..." Because, look, let's be honest, AVB does dress well.
Oh, he does, absolutely.
I mean, he is a fine picker of a nice shirt. I think.
Yeah. He's not as good as Guardiola, but he's up there.
If we're on the topic of shirts, what did you see Mick McCarthy's shirt on the?
The salmon pink.
Yeah,
it was dreadful. It was absolutely dreadful.
It would probably look good on Colin Montgomery. In fact, I'm not sure even Colin Montgomery could pull off a pink.
Actually, I'll tell you who it would suit: Colin Murray.
Wow, Colin Murray is I can never make my mind up about his shirts either. To be honest, sometimes they're good.
To be honest, I can never make my mind up about Colin Murray in general.
Yeah.
He's just so repulsive, isn't he?
Yeah, that's a good word. Good word. But back to.
Sorry, I meant to say responsive.
Oh yeah. No, of course.
Yeah, he's a responsive presenter in that he always comes out with good lines. Anyway, hang on.
Sorry, I just got a bit distracted there for a second.
Yeah,
but back to Harry Redknapp. I mean, what more could he do? I mean, the thing that makes me laugh about Harry Redknapp, though, is that the news broke all over Twitter.
Yeah.
He came out on the BBC and denied it, said, no, I haven't left. That's a load of rubbish. And then he got sacked. And he was like, no, I left. Like, he couldn't go back on what he'd said.
So are you saying it's the fault of the Twitter community that Harry Redknapp got sacked?
No, all I'm saying is that, he said he hadn't left, then he was sacked, and then he couldn't say he'd left. So now he's trying to deny that he was... Do you know what I'm saying? I'm not really making it.
I know exactly what you're saying.
Yeah.
I just happen to disagree with it.
Oh, really?
No, carry on.
Well, I don't have anything else to add on the matter.
Well, in that case, I've got a topic here, which I wrote down in my notes at some point last week. And all it says is Lionel Messi the reincarnation of Jesus Christ? And is Cristiano Ronaldo John the Baptist?
Probably. But is Messi going to be crucified in the press?
That was great.
Yeah.
That was very good. Yeah.
Because,
probably not, because he's just so good, isn't he?
Yeah, but that's what people said about Jesus.
This is true, actually. You're bringing up a good topic here. Potentially that could happen. I mean, if he were to do something that was very, very naughty, the press may well crucify him.
Or the Roma fans.
Ah, yes, yeah. Those evil Roma fans.
The ultras.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who manages Rome? What's his name? It's Luis Enrique, the Spanish conquistador.
Oh yeah, no, he was a good player. I never saw him play, but I heard he was a good player.
Oh, he's brilliant. I used to watch him on many occasions, and very much enjoy watching him.
What, on Channel 4?
No, La Liga on Sky.
Oh yeah. Sorry, you said he was Spanish.
That's a massive error.
Yeah,
they don't even play football on Channel 4.
Look, I have one mistake every week, okay? Like, last week was, pronouncing Guillaume Balaguer wrong, right?
Actually, no, you bring up a good point here. If football were to be broadcasted on Channel 4, who would present it?
Ooh.
Would it be Jon Snow?
I don't know, because, ITV has Adrian Chiles, who is quite awful.
Yeah.
And then Channel 5 had John Barnes, who was arguably even worse.
Yeah, but he moved to ESPN.
Yeah, but it's kind of like... Gary Lineker's an okay presenter, right?
Yeah, he's fun.
So do you think you go down the channel... Like, say we're going BBC 1, BBC 2, ITV, Channel 4, Channel 5, right? Do you think that goes down the hierarchy of presenters? Do you think BBC One is the best? Because Channel 4 is then somewhere between Adrian Chiles and John Barnes. And who do you think?
Well, I don't agree with that, because actually, who does Channel 5 at the moment? What's his name? Is it Jim Rossington?
No, isn't it Colin Murray?
No, he's on the BBC.
Oh yeah, he moved. He used to do Channel 5.
Match of the Day 3.
He used to do Channel 5.
He did, but it's Jim. No, is it John Rosenthal or Jim Rosenthal?
Jim Rosenthal, yeah.
Jim Rosenthal, that's it. Yeah. Well, he's a fantastic presenter.
Yeah. He's all right.
That was a good steal for Channel 5.
Yeah, no, they did well there.
Also, Pat Neddy. I do love his analysis.
Really?
In that little room.
He's so negative. He's I don't know. I'm not a fan, to be honest. He just sits there in his little cave, his little digital cave.
He does, doesn't he?
And analyses. Yeah. To be fair, his analysis, I just don't like him as a person.
Oh, speaking of cave, have you ever heard of the team Guangdong Sunray Cave?
Yes, I have.
Yeah, because Brian McDermott played for them between 1992 and 1993.
That's a bloody good fact. That's a bloody good fact.
But it's not known how many appearances he actually made.
Okay. What, a bit like Steve Kean when he for Bath City?
Speaking of Steve Kean, he had a dreadful career. It was just dreadful. So if I let me just load up the facts about Steve Kean, and I'll read those out for the viewers, for the listeners. So Steve Kean was a professional footballer. So from between 1985 and 1987, he played for Celtic. Well, he didn't actually play for them because he didn't make any appearances. But then he went on loan to Swansea City in 1987, and he made a grand total of 4 appearances. After that, he moved to a lower Athletic and made 1 appearance. Later moving to Academica Coimbra in 1988, making 12 appearances and scoring 1 goal.
Who is that? Is that a Portuguese team?
I don't know. I'm just going to check that for you now. It is a Portuguese team.
See if you can find his goal on YouTube.
Yeah, if you have a look at that, I'll continue with the Steve Kean facts.
I'm not even going to bother looking for it because I know it's not.
Okay, stop because it won't be. So yeah, after his stint in Portugal, he then moved to Bath City, and it's unknown how many appearances he actually made. He then later moved to Newbury Town. Again, it's known how many appearances he made, and then he ended his career as a football player.
And then he became a world-class manager.
Yeah, well, after a period of about nearly 20 years. So I wonder what he did in that time. From 1994 to 2010 when he joined Blackburn Rovers as manager.
Maybe he went on a journey of self-discovery in Tibet.
What, for 20 years?
Yeah. You know what those monks are like. He looks a bit like a monk.
Do you say that because he's bald?
Yes, that's exactly what I say.
Well, yeah, he could have gone on a sort of self-discovery, or he could have become a decorator, or a builder, or a blue worker. I'm not saying that because he's bald. I'm all blue-collar workers are bald. I'm just saying that's what I would see him pursue as a career outside of football.
Because he's bald?
I don't want to say yes, but I'm just going to say there's a possibility, yes.
Speaking of... in fact, no, what am I talking about? Right. What I was going to say is, I think I've heard of Guangdong Sunray Cave because Liverpool played a pre-season friend again. Oh, newsflash! The Czech Republic have just scored against Poland.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Unconfirmed as to who scored it yet, but they've scored. The crowd are going mental. And I don't know if that puts the Czechs through, but I think it might do. Also, what's bad, well, it's not that bad, but probably if you're Polish, is the fact that Poland are currently going out of the competition hosted in their own country. I mean, it's a deathly silence outside, because I'd like to point out that me and Josh have travelled to Poland and Ukraine.
We have.
I'm stationed in Warsaw currently, and Josh is in Kiev.
In Ukraine, in Kiev.
I've got a lovely hotel. In fact, my hotel is opposite ITV's studio. Yeah, the one on the balcony. I waved at Roy Keane the other day, but he didn't wave back.
No, well, that's no surprise, really, is it? I mean, he's just a terribly angry man.
Yeah, just terribly angry. I don't know what's happened, but I can't ever remember him not being angry.
Well, nothing's happened. It's just that he hasn't changed.
Yeah, true. What happened to him when he was at Sunderland?